Welcome, SimPEG meeting. Had yourself quick reports, probably just us 5 today, so quick update from everyone might not be bad. Agenda tomorrow, John's going to be giving his seminar at 2 o'clock, right?
Yeah, 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. PST Pacific.
Sounds good. What else did I put up there? Oh, I talked last week about having a happy hour coding session on Friday, just to kind of state of some SimPEG PRs, things like that. Just kind of touching base, state of going through some bug reports, looking at them again, seeing where they're at. What's been gone. It's been a while since we've done that kind of thing. So just happy hour coding session, whatever people want to do. Thinking around 3 o'clock on Friday.
Works for me.
Works for me, yeah. Depending if I feel too sick after the job. I might be pretty incoherent.
No worries. Okay, we'll see you around then at 3 o'clock. And then, I did want to have a chat about where we are towards SimPEG 1.0. I remember that we had a long, it's been a while. We had that chat about it a long time ago, for way back before I was actually here, right? We had a talk in Montreal about what we were wanting in SimPEG 1.0, and I can't remember where that information is at the moment. I was just thinking about this before the meeting.
We wrote a blog post, and I think there's actually an issue. Let me pull up the blog post at least. Yeah, I'll drop it in the chat, and then I can put it in the notes too. Oops.
That'd be helpful. I want to make sure brought it up so it kept on everyone's mind about where we are at in terms of SimPEG and things that we were discussing before, right? Oh man, there's me without a beard.
And Thibaut has shorter hair.
So do I. I think we're most of the way there. The only thing that I think we were missing in terms of that initial discussion about where we were for drivers, obviously updating documentation and stuff, but we're slowly getting there. I remember at one point we had talked about we wanted to move capital SimPEG package to lowercase, and someone had, maybe it was you, Dieter, to link some tools about how to go about that and how to rename it properly and have it work, but I don't remember where they were. I kept trying to find them. Maybe now that we've got the Pro Slack license, it's on there somewhere. We've got the free trial of Pro Slack. Yeah, that's something we still want to do. I mean, it's a little bit cleaning house, but something simple. Okay. So just updating everyone, keeping those on your minds, thinking about things moving forward. Quick reports from me. We got SimPEG 0.16.0 out disseminated. It was just basically I needed to tag it, and if there was one last error, I had to change in some directives related to the joint inversion directives. So we got those through. So yes, 0.16's out. It's disseminated everywhere. It worked, built properly everywhere. And then I've also been playing with PyMC, which is a Markov chain Monte Carlo estimator for posterior density distributions, for taking draws from them in terms of getting it hooked played with a little bit with SimPEG related stuff. So right now I had it going with just really, really simple, the 1D, a classic 1D example with the linear simulation. Just playing with that. I think it looks like it's working correctly, but I don't know if it's useful. But it's still interesting to play with. So that's what I've been working on last week. Let's see. Dieter, what have you been up to for the last 2 weeks?
I think you can't hear me, can you?
Oh, we can hear you now.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What I've been up to the last 2 weeks. Not much with SimPEG. I'm still have been running some of the SimPEG EMG 3D inversions, but I'd have to get time to come back to that. But I find it very cool that you're using PyMC. I used it extensively during my PhD in Python 2.7. So I assume it's much fancier now. I always want to get back because it looks it's well maintained, but I didn't yet. The SimPEG lowercase thing, I remember that we had that discussion, but I can't remember where we stored the information. I don't know. Other than that, yeah, not much, unfortunately. I just caught up on the meeting notes from last week, and I thought you're looking for full anisotropy 1D results. That sounds very exciting.
Oh yeah.
Would that come in with SimPEG EM1D, or is it independent of that?
It would probably go into GeoAna, and then we'd use it in SimPEG, but it's kind of independent of that.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I was meaning to chat with you about designing filters for that process, because it's a very, you have to actually do 2D FFTs to get it, or it's, I think there's another way to do it with a combination of like Henkel and FFT.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Just appreciate it. Maybe I can send, if you don't mind, if I send you a couple of things to look at and figure out exactly what they're doing, because you might pick it up a lot faster than I would.
Yep, can do that, no problem.
Okay.
Cool.
John, what update from you?
Just mostly putting everything together, final touches on talk for tomorrow. Maybe SimPEG related, but more on the DS side is the automatic mesher there, or the automated tensor mesher. Worked out a few bugs on that and wrote some tests to test if say for a DCIP survey with the remote, if it's got multiple remotes or whatnot, it figures it out and still works properly and meshes everything. So if that's something interesting, I could add that probably to the simulation or the tiled simulation branch. I was thinking about maybe putting it in there, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself there. I want to stick with the MT PR and get that going here. So yeah, something that'll come in later, but something I've worked on. Other than that, nothing else too much.
Lindsay, how are you? Any updates?
Nothing much on the SimPEG side at this point, mostly getting this course launched and figuring out what's going on there. So I've been learning some R. So
One of a pirate's favorite languages.
yes, there you have it.
Tom?
Nothing else here either. Still need to finish a regularization class. I started, no, that's not true. I did work a little bit on the PGI side of things. Looks pretty straightforward. I'm not gonna dive deeper than the surface here.
Yeah.
There's definitely some improvements to be made in those classes, but yeah, I'll just do the bare minimum to make it work. Yeah, that's it for that.
Okay. And finally, Doug's last on my screen.
Yeah, nothing really on the SimPEG front. I thought Devin might be on the call today to find out what what he's been doing. Yeah, Thibaut's back, right? So
Yeah, he made it. Seems like he made it back finally. Assuming he started up with his new position. I have no idea. I haven't chatted up with him too much about that. I just know he got back. Okay. Anything anyone wanted to chat about, chat through?
I just put in the link about the SimPEG lowercase uppercase issue.
Oh, okay.
There
it is.
It's a closed issue. That's maybe why you didn't find it. I don't know if it's worth. I mean, scikit-learn, they go like with a very different package name from the package since a long time. If we would change it, I would do it before the 1.0 to test around there. So
I guess there is one thing that sort of flew by my desk. It was really, I think, a little bit more addressed to Lindsay, had to do with our apps. So Mont has been using the apps in a course, but I had an email that just said that he's been having difficulty using them. And I think we may have brought this up a couple of weeks ago. I'm just not sure where that is, but there are at least people out there who seem to be using the apps, but they're not working for whatever reason.
I think what might be going on there is he's using the EM apps repo, and I don't think we've been keeping that up to date with the GeoSci labs. So it might be a simple enough fix to point him to the GeoSci labs. But yes, that's something we would need to check again.
I think it's the EM labs where I put this environment, wasn't it? File.
Let's see, maybe it is actually, it should be.
Or is it in a branch? No, you merge it actually.
Okay.
Oh, I see your pull request there. Okay, we can take a look at.
There's an open one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not really a fix. It's more a. It's more fixing dependencies while we until we update it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Dieter. Yeah, we can revive that.
But then that's like half a year old again as well, I think so. Maybe it's not working yet. Who knows?
No worries.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that is very likely because I tried to install them and run them and it doesn't work. It's just dependencies issues. It's not that they're broken. It's just, yeah.
I know for a while there was getting like some of those geo apps were getting caught on the scikit-learn thing. I hope.
Oh, okay.
Some are these, but I think it's more SimPEG internal with not keeping up to all the discretize and SimPEG changes we had, I think.
Okay, yeah, I mean, especially now with the 16, actually a lot of stuff is probably going to break.
Yeah.
So we need to go through and deal with that on the geo apps, actually.
Yeah, just the, well, it should just be the GeoSci labs.
Yeah.
I'm kind of inclined to actually, and this is maybe a question for everyone, basically archive the EM apps repository and just say you should be using GeoSci labs at this point. That's one less thing for us to maintain. I don't know if anyone has opinions on that, because it's the same notebooks.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the original motivation for having a separate repo, so like the idea was that the GeoSci Labs is kind of our warehouse of where everything is stored. And then for the disk, we had the EM apps that were just the EM specific notebooks, because there's other notebooks in there that are used for 350 that include seismic and things like that weren't relevant to the disk. So this EM apps was kind of specific to electromagnetics. So they're the same things, but just in two places, because they're kind of scoped for different audiences.
Yeah, then it makes sense.
Yeah, either way, I'm gonna have to go through the GeoSci Labs and update for 0.16 because they still had a bunch of deprecation warnings, I believe, that were gonna be there. I'll check.
I guess the main difference is, now here you also have notebooks. And you have GeoSci Labs, these are Python files, and here are the notebooks. Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll see you guys all Friday, or some of you guys on Friday. I will see you next week. And Dieter, I'll send you that notebook or some of the questions I had, but.
Yep. Cool.
See you
All right. Have a good day, everyone.
Take
Yeah,
care.
everyone.
Bye.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.